The universe is playful. Existence is never serious. There is a reason that everything is called a cosmic play and not cosmic work, because everything in this universe flows effortlessly just as it should. It is only you that take your role as a human so seriously that you forget that the universe flows. When we go traveling on a vacation, our sole mission is not to go from point A to point B. Yet, we try to reduce the time it takes for us to get from one place to another. Everybody now wants to travel faster and faster to reach their destination quicker. It now takes us just a few hours to reach any corner of our planet. We will reach a point where we travel to places instantaneously. But you see, the whole experience of travel is the journey itself, not just the destination. Travel isn't the elimination of the journey. It is to soak in the experience that you call travel and feel it as you go along. This is why any unscheduled wandering brings with it a magical sense of adventure. Someone who travels with only the destination in mind will never live the journey in the way a hitchhiker would. Music, much like travel, is all about the journey. Your goal is not to reach the final piece of the musical composition as fast as possible. If that were the case, people wouldn't enjoy it anymore, as every piece of music will just be rushing to the end note. The goal is to just play the instrument in the moment and feel each note as it hits your eardrums. We let the music happen in the moment. We let it flow without rushing it. Our lives are like a piece of music, but our mind is conditioned since birth to reach out to a future that hasn't arrived yet, and we live life as if it had an ultimate goal in the end. This is why most people look forward to retirement. They forget that life is happening right now, but instead of living right here, they live for retirement. And even then, it becomes just anticipation of death. Living for a future just means cheating yourself in a way, because you live your whole life, yet you miss the point. You are constantly reaching out to get hold of a life that doesn't exist. And in the process, life slips away right now. The universe is not serious. Like music or travel, it is playful. It doesn't have a destination to arrive at. It doesn't rush anywhere or have an end goal to achieve. Yet everything is accomplished at the right time in the present moment. We can look at the different species in our world as characters in a play. The only difference is that the other creatures have learned to treat existence as it is, a play, while humans have turned it into something that has to have a result. Whether it is achieving success in life or making money, there's always an end goal in sight that makes us blind to life. Even worse is the case when people spend their entire life to try and get into heaven when they die. The more anxious we become in our serious pursuit of this illusion, the more we stiffen up. All you had to do was let go of everything and enjoy the flow of the universe. This isn't to say that you must not have any life goals, but this is to say that despite having goals, you can still live in the now and accomplish anything if you just move with the graceful flow of the universe. Everything can be achieved without having to reach out all the time and without constantly being anxious about the future. The universe doesn't know how everything is in such divine cosmic order without falling apart. It doesn't know how the sun regularly rises and sets. It doesn't know how to keep everything in balance for life to thrive. Yet, it accomplishes everything by simply being. The universe doesn't get anxious to control everything. The universe is spontaneous. In the same way, You don't know how to beat the heart. It just happens naturally, much like the universe. You don't just sit there and consciously try to grow your nails. It just happens by itself. When you try to fall asleep, you realize that your mind stays awake the harder you try. It is only when you let go that you drift into sleep, much like how everything just flows naturally in our reality. Perhaps this is best understood through nature. People in ancient China did not have a word for nature. Several variations of words were used to describe nature at the time, but now, the most commonly accepted word for nature is Ziran. When translated, it means of its own, or by itself. Thus, in the course of events, it means that it is natural or spontaneous. Nature has become a key concept of Taoism. It is the state of as-it-isness. The closer you are to Ziyan, the farther you are from any unnatural state, thus returning to an entirely natural and spontaneous state of being. If you are not closer to Ziyan while life is happening, you have missed the point of existence. If you learn to enjoy the journey of life rather than consider it as something with a serious purpose, you will see that you tend to be happier. Each time you feel like you're losing control and you catch yourself becoming anxious about things, remember that life is like music, and this is just a grand cosmic play.